Hey guys, it's Vanessa with Up and Growing, and we're going to be using our Bose foam clay. This is the 3-pound bucket. It's like getting a bag for free. We like free. We're going to be making a fun campfire marshmallow, which I will be, of course, turning it into a somewhat s'mores. So I'm just going to condition my clay. And I'm going to roll it out into a strip. I want to make sure I remove any air pockets, any air bubbles here. Now we're going to be using part of a pool noodle. I just cut, this is 2.5 inches, and it's the Dollar Tree one, so it's not quite 2 inches wide. So I like to work with straight edges, so I'm just going to trim this. I am going to take a piece of this clay just at the top, and I'm going to put it in there just to fill it, just a little bit. I don't want to go all the way down because I am going to be using something in the center of it. So obviously this is really big, so I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to use some super glue to attach my clay onto my pool noodle. Where my clay meets, I'm going to cut my excess, and then I want to close this off. I have clay there, so I don't need any glue. And then if it's bunched up, I'll just cut this. I will be covering the top of this, so it doesn't have to be perfect on the top. And then I want to make sure that this doesn't split on me, because we know when we meet up this foam clay, it has a tendency to split. So we can give it a little roll. We just want to make sure that that's nice and attached, and that will be the back. Now before I close this off, I am going to put some hot glue in there onto the pool noodle. And you guys that make wreaths or use florals, save your little stems. They look like tree branches. I'm going to use this for my campfire marshmallow. And then I'm going to add a little glue here while that is setting up. I'm going to add my super glue, and then I'm going to close off my clay here. And it literally looks like this is ready to go right over our campfire. The detail on this stem is amazing. It's perfect. It looks exactly like a stick you would go pick up. Now you can do a couple things with the top. I, of course, am going to be adding my whipped glue. I want to put some chocolate on here. You can put makeup on it. You can dry brush it with some paint to look like it's toasted and just leave it like that. But I want to use the whipped glue and some sprinkles. You guys can use your slick dimensional paint for your chocolate if you want to add chocolate. You can cut out a piece of your darker color clay. If you do that, let this dry before adding your other clay, and you also want to let it dry before adding your whipped glue. But I was just too excited to do this for you guys, so I don't have one dry, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my glue on my fresh clay. Don't do what I'm doing. Let it dry. So I don't use a tip with this. I just cut the bag. I will put the link for this. I do have this in my Etsy shop. And then I just like to go over it and move it around where I want it. So the reason that you want your clay dry is as our foam clay dries, it does shrink. And depending on how thick we have our whipped glue, it can crack on us. I don't think it being on the pool noodle, it's going to move a whole lot, but I don't want to give you guys bad information. So now I don't want this to look like he has Lego hair. You know that snap-on Lego hair? So I am wiping off the excess, and I will cut the top of my bag and put it back. Or I'll just frost a cookie that I have clayed out. I'm obsessed with this whipped glue. And I'm going to throw my s'more sprinkles right on top of there. I also have these in my Etsy shop. I will post the links for the whipped glue and the sprinkles. Those of you that make wreaths, I think these would be super cute for that campfire wreath. I think that is adorable. So if you don't make wreaths and you don't buy florals, but you have a friend that does, tell them to save these beautiful stems and you can make some s'mores. Thanks, guys.